So once you realize that kids are anti-fragile, that they need to go out and sometimes bite off more than they can chew, sometimes climb too high on a tree, sometimes get afraid, sometimes get lost, and discover that they can actually ask for help and get back. And so it's that kind of experience. If we can give them more of that, we speed their development, we increase their confidence, and we cut their anxiety and depression. And the best possible program to do that, you can do this at home, or better yet, do it in schools, is called the Let Grow experience. So here in the front row, we have Lenore Skenazy, my friend, who wrote the book Free Range Kids. And thank God my wife and I met her in New York City and read her book, and it helped us to let go with our kids, let them walk to school earlier, send them out to the grocery store when they were 8 or 9, when we were, and at first we followed them, like we'd go behind them and track them and, oh, okay, she's okay, and so Lenore and I encouraged Lenore to really increase her effectiveness in the world. So we created a nonprofit organization called Let Grow. Go to letgrow.org. And our most powerful program, it's really ideal for schools, is called the Let Grow experience. And all it is the kid it costs $0, costs nothing whatsoever. A mimeo, one piece of paper per kid. You take it, the kid takes it home, and the instructions are, find something. So talk to your parents and find something that you can do with your parent that you've never done before, with your parents' permission, but without your parents. And there's some suggestions. Maybe it's walk the dog. If you've never walked the dog by yourself, Mom, I think I could do that. Or maybe it's go to the corner store and get a quart of milk, or make my own breakfast, or make breakfast for the family, whatever. You come up with something, and then the parents agree, and then the parents sit back, and then the kid does it. Now think what happens. Suppose you have a school district. Suppose you have this school district right here. Suppose you do this for all the third graders. So all the third grades in this whole district, let's say, they do the Let Grow experience. What happens? Parents would never let their 8-year-old cross the street unsupervised. They'd never let their 8-year-olds go to a store 4 blocks away unsupervised. Well, now it's a homework assignment, and everyone's doing it. And before you know it, people see 8-year-olds doing things. And the 8-year-olds feel useful. And when they come back, it's always the same thing. They're jumping up and down. They're so excited because they've done something. And that's what childhood should be about. So the Let Grow experience is incredibly powerful. The kids love it. And it doesn't just have anti-anxiety effects on the kids. The more important effect, I think, is ultimately on the parents. Because we're all so anxious when we let our kids out of our sight the first time. And what my wife and I found, is then the first day we let our son walk to school alone, we were really nervous. I mean, we wanted to run after him and make sure that he could cross the street. But he's so good at crossing streets and riding subways, and he understands it all. But by the third day, we weren't anxious anymore. And that's just straight, behaviorist conditioning. The way to get over anxiety is to experience it. And then nothing bad happens, and the next day it'll be less. So our parents raised us with a lot less anxiety, and we had fun and we had adventures. We have so much anxiety, we're not letting our kids grow. That's why it's called Let Grow.
Let Grow. That's amazing.